Hi everyone, hope everyone is well. This evening I'm playing Commands Colors Napoleonics, 21st of August 1808. Got the game all set up, ready to go. Just a few things worth calling out. Both sides have 6 victory banners to gain for complete victory. The French, they can capture this town here, they'll get a couple of victory banners for doing so. I'm playing the game solo, playing the game two-handed, trying not to favour one side over the other. Looking to play for a strong, rich narrative of this particular battle, which I'm very much looking forward to. I'm going to leave the game set up over a couple of evenings. I may well get it finished in one evening. You can normally play Command Colors in an evening, but I've got a few other things that might interrupt play, so I'll see how I get on. The French have also a couple of units of heavy horse here and there. Some of the units are just off camera, but they are all at full strength. And as we move them about, you'll be able to see them a lot better than you can on the current setup. So no further ado, we'll make a start. What I'll do, this isn't a turn-based game if you're not familiar with Command and Colours. So what I'll do is do a handful of activations on both sides and then stop play, and I'll do a quick video recap, which is how I normally film my AARs, and give an overview of what's happening in the battle, talk about any of the relevant game mechanics associated. So the opening moves of the battle, the French have pushed their luck and trying to advance on the hills here and have been repelled by the British forces, although the British did take some losses, both their foot artillery and their line foot as well. They were able to push the French back, so have been repulsed here. The British in turn have moved this unit of line infantry to start to move across the river. The river is fordable, so they can move them in to help move them across there. On this side of the battlefield, the French have been able to take this town here, captured that with their light foot. They reinforced with line, but they again were pushed back by the British line there. Casualties on both sides. It's actually pretty even Stevens in terms of casualties. No victory banners yet. Now, unfortunately for the French, their line unit here and the leader are both eliminated by the foot artillery here from the British. Basically, the artillery defeated the line unit, and then you roll a dice. Basically, the leader was on his own. You roll a dice to see if he was affected by that, and he was, unfortunately. And unlucky for the French, die roll. Both of those are out of the game, and 2 victory banners for the British forces. French in turn have replied by moving more troops up to this centre. They really do need to crack the centre of the game if they can. They are, as soon as the French can, they will bring in this heavy horse, I think, to see if that can have an impact. They have moved the light horse, the light cavalry, into position as well. On this side of the battle, the French are still holding the town. They have been attacked from the line infantry on the hill over there, and the British foot artillery over there have also been pounding that town, but to no avail. The French light foot have been able to hold on to that town, and is being reinforced by more French line infantry. So they're very much the battle is shaping up as the French are bringing the battle to the British. The British are able just to hold them back and inflict casualties in that manner. So now the battle's really getting into a swing. The French have tried to do an assault on the hill using a bayonet charge against the artillery, and have inflicted a casualty as a result. But were not able to take the hill. They have also moved up more foot, ready to engage as well, supported by the light cavalry here. On this side of the battle, the French also were able to engage the British line with their French line, and in melee, bayonet charge, and defeat the British unit there. So there is a victory banner there for the French. However, the British line infantry on the hill there lay down some musketry fire into the town and have defeated the last of the French light infantry in that town there. So another victory banner to the British for the French defeat, and the victory banner to the French for the British unit that's been defeated. So currently there's 3 victory banners in favour of the British with 1 to the French. So the British are definitely in victory banners of winning. However, there are a couple of this foot artillery units looking a bit not looking the best. As is this line infantry holding onto this hill. All these French units look pretty good, apart from this line unit here. So French, we need to bring this line unit back. Still haven't been able to move the heavy cavalry into the game just yet. And you know, it's always one of those sort of decisions you have to make when playing the game. Is, you know, do you keep pushing forwards with the units that are in the thick of it, or do you bring in some of the units that are more standing by? And of course, that is reflective of the history of the Napoleonic period. A lot of the times, units were just stood, waiting. So we'll see on the next few cards, see how this battle shapes up. So yet more drama. The French have been able to take this hill with this line of group of line infantry. They got every single dice roll they needed, eliminated the British unit and eliminated the British commander on that hill. So this hill is now in French control. It's definitely going to help open the door for this centre column, centre grouping of French to be able to try and take their objective. So 2 victory banners for the French in that as a result of that. However, on this side of the battle, the British have been able to defeat that French line group with musketry and artillery fire, and that French unit is eliminated. So another victory banner to the British. Certainly on this side of the battlefield, the British have been able to hold on to that flank as they have been able to do on here. The centre is the most contested, and again, good headway for the French, been able to take some of or start to take towards their key objective. In terms of the victory banners, the British have the upper hand. It's 1 extra victory banner to the British at the moment, but that can easily change in this game with Napoleonics, because again, that British foot artillery unit's looking very vulnerable, as is the British line. But they do have light infantry and line foot to be able to reinforce. And of course, they have their horse units here as well, should they wish. So it still feels in the balance to me. Slight upper hand to the British, I think, but we'll see. Well, in quite a dramatic turn of events, the French line unit here have been able to move away across in the last few activations and defeat both the British line unit here and the British foot artillery unit. So 2 victory banners to the French as a result, and the French have been able to clear this series of hills here that the British had their defences built upon. British in turn have managed to move some line unit up into this wooded area here, but I'm not sure what use they're going to be. They'll probably try and engage this French unit here. French army have also brought up their heavy horse onto the right flank to see if they can impact on this line unit here. In terms of the victory banners, now the favour has swung in the French favour. The French have more victory banners than the British by 1. And I think the French, let me just double check, the French only need 1 more victory banner to win the game. The British need 2. And the French are actually now looking, in my opinion, in a stronger position than the British forces, with their allies, of course. Let's not forget about the Portuguese forces. But the challenge that the British forces have is that their Portuguese allies are so far back in the battlefield, haven't really been able to impact the game so far. Saying that, a lot of the French units along the back here also haven't been able to take part in the battle as well. And that's not unusual for a game of memoir. Memoir. That's the World War II game. Not unusual for Commanding Colors. You're not activating and moving everything. You have to be quite selective as part of the gameplay of this game. So yet a lot more drama taking part in this battle. The French have been able to get their line unit into this town hex here. They do need to occupy both of them to get the victory banners, the victory points for it. The Portuguese light horse have charged into the French line here, who were able to form square, but in in the battles between the two, casualties on both sides. So that could, I mean, when infantry are in a square, it always slightly favours the infantry. These other Portuguese line foot are going to move up and support the horse and see if they can break this square and get a victory banner in that case. For the French to get this other town hex here, they need to remove this light foot grouping here, which is going to be quite a challenge for them. And the British still have the light horse here that they can bring into the battle. French have also started to move some of their units up through the centre here, the heavy horse and the artillery, foot artillery. This side of the battle, nothing's really been happening. There's been no activations on that side too much. So the next activation is for the French, and it actually will be on this side of the battle. And what I think we'll do is have the heavy horse charge the British line, see if they can make a square and see what outcome can come of that, and maybe start using their foot artillery to bombard the British in that town there. And a dramatic battle until the end. The French heavy horse engaged the British, who were able to form square but took casualties as a result, supported by light horse. There's no game mechanic for that, I just moved them up the board, and the foot artillery moved up the board. On the centre here, French heavy horse coming into the battle. French square just able to hold the light Portuguese horse at bay. French here in this town engaged the last British unit here, line infantry in musketry, and were able to defeat that unit and take the victory banner for that unit, and therefore meet their victory conditions. So it's a 6 victory banner game. It's ended up 6 victory banners to the French. I think we can safely say, if you just look at the battlefield, the French are in a much, much stronger position than the British and their allies. And ended up with 4 victory banners for the British. So quite a close fought battle, pretty much all the way through. At the beginning of the battle, I felt like the British had the upper hand, and then at the midpoint it started to turn in favour of the French, and of course the French then successful in taking the last victory banner. They were able to take the town here. One can imagine, as they're moving their troops up, the British and their Portuguese allies, just seeing the French move across the hills and towards the village, towns, etc., would pull back from the battle, and victory would be given to the French, and just deservedly so, I feel, in this battle. It was a fun game. It's a fun scenario. I have never played a game of Command and Colors that I have not enjoyed, and I enjoyed this battle very much. It doesn't take long to play. You can set up and play this game comfortably in an evening, sort of an hour and a half, something like that, to do the full setup. Because it takes me a little bit longer because I'm doing these videos as well. That was really fun. Definitely very, very thematic and flavoursome to the historic period. If you've never tried Commands Colors Napoleonics, I highly recommend it for someone who's interested in playing a Napoleonic game, but maybe wants to go something that's on the lighter side of medium complexity. And in my opinion, the more I play Commands Colors Napoleonics, the more I think it is in that medium level of complexity, but on the slightly lower side of it, which makes it very easy to get to the table. But there's plenty of depth, plenty of historical flavour in the characteristics of the units, and that's one of the things that shines through in the game. And as you can see, it feels and looks very thematic to the Napoleonic Wars. And, as a keen Napoleonic gamer, I play a lot of very much more what you would describe as complicated games, or more involving games, or games that take a lot longer, but this still stands up admirably next to them. This is this felt like a Napoleonic battle taking place in an evening, which is wonderful, and a great experience. Components, everything looks great. I really enjoyed this. I'm having I can see this Command and Colors being more present on the table because of this battle this evening. I'm probably going to run straight into playing the next one in the battle book. So thanks a lot for watching. If you've played this scenario, and I would love to hear the outcome from your battle, particularly interested in that, or if you've played Commands Colors Napoleonics in general, any thoughts on it. If you've not played it and you're interested in learning more, please check out my other videos on my channel. I've covered this game quite a bit, and other games in the Commands Colors and the Memoir series of games. So if you're new to wargaming, Commands Colors and Memoir, which are very similar sort of games, in terms of their mechanics, not in terms of their theme, but in terms of the mechanics, they are a really good place to start. And for those of us who've been playing war games for a long time, they're also great because you can get these games to the table easily. They're quite easy to set up, they are fun to play, and they are very rich in theme and in history. So highly recommended. So yeah, I think I'll play the next game, get that set up on the table, or probably tomorrow evening or something like that. Thanks a lot for watching, as always.